Okay, so just so my teacher knows what's going on in the classroom, Judy, you can tell us your problem.
Knee problem and a sprained
Okay, and
knee problem.
knee problems and
Balance.
balance. Okay, and today Sage is menstruating. Okay. So come to a standing position, and you can move your blankets aside. Well, actually, have one blanket onto your mat, just like this here. We're going to start with Parivrtta Parshvakonasana, a pose we're all familiar with, but I'm going to demonstrate because we're going to come into it a little bit differently. So I'm just going to do the first stage of it. So when we come into the pose this time, we're going to start on our knee and bring the foot forward, just like this. So in the first pada, on the 7th sutra, Mr. Iyengar talks about asana, and in it he tells us that the sutra is pratipaksha, anumana, agamaha, pramanani, and it talks about correct knowledge. And in asana, correct knowledge comes when you are, or intelligence comes to the body when we learn to stabilize and extend the body evenly. So in this pose, as we come back, is that we're going to draw this outer hip in to stabilize the hips. And then from here, the first time we're going to reach up, turn the abdomen, and bring the elbow to the outside. Now watch this hand. See how I roll the thigh in, and from there bring the back ribs in and up. So we're going to keep working in this direction. And then each time that you move those ribs is to draw the outer hip in. Okay? So let's start with that. So Brina, I know it bothers your knees to be on the floor, so go ahead and grab a chair. And no, you're going to start Parshvakonasana. So have your blanket aside and have a block and have your back against the wall. Okay, so now have your right foot forward and your left foot back. And you're going to sit on the chair just to do it straight this first time. And have the blanket like this and work the first time like this. Okay? Okay. Again, you have the block behind you and have it up high, just like this. Okay. Now from here, press down through the back foot and extend the arms up by your ears, lifting up. Can you do this part, or do you need to lean against the wall?
I just need the wall to keep it balanced.
So you can get closer to the wall to really keep it. Now from here, turn the waistline, turn the ribs, and then exhale, bend your left elbow and bring your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Now stop for a moment. Now this is when we begin to learn to intelligize the body. Press the, draw back outer right knee to outer right hip, draw the right hip in, press your arm into your leg, and then lift your spine, lift the chest up and away from the right hip. And then again, press your right arm into your left arm into your right leg. Turn the ribs, you can come up stage and then do the other side. Turn the ribs even a little bit more. And then exhale, bring the elbow down the leg and roll the right shoulder bone back. Good. Bring your head back, Karen. Bring your head back even a little bit more and lift the sternum. Draw the back ribs in. Good. And then you can come up and then do the other side. Is there a problem? Oh, okay. You're walking, everybody? Okay. So now bring the other foot forward, left leg forward. Now extend the arms up towards the ceiling. Turn the waistline, turn the right ribs towards the inside of your left thigh. Exhale, bring the arm down. Aside for a moment. Press down through your inner heel of the left leg. Draw back outer left knee to outer left hip. Draw the left hip in and then bring the right ribs down towards the floor and in towards the left thigh. That's it. Now, roll your right shoulder bone back. Roll your right shoulder bone back. Good. And then you can inhale and come. Bring your feet together. And then just, so this time, Sage, you're going to do Ardha Chandrasana. So So when we do this so that you come into the pose, use your breath and then stretch and lift your arm up, okay? This time you're going to change your position. So now, let me just demonstrate this first. So now this time, when we come into Parshvakonasana, we'll step back and we'll come into Vimanasana a couple of times, just extending and coming up, extending and coming up. And then from here, we'll come up, reach through the arm, turn just like we just did, press the arm and leg towards one another. Now watch my hand. I use it to roll the thigh in and draw the abdomen around. And then from here, we'll extend the arm up and over to Ardha Chandrasana. Parshvakonasana. So here, let me show you what you're going to do. Is you're going to come onto your chair like this. Bring your like this, and then turn. And normally, you can work just like this here for your balance and pose. Okay? Okay, so step forward. And when you've done it twice on each side, do Prasarita Padottanasana. And big spine.
Yeah,
Okay?
just twice on each side.
Yeah, and then, okay. So now, from here, extend your arms down, lift the chest upward, then exhale, step your left leg back. Press the outer heel down into the floor and lift the inner arch upward. Now turn the hips to face forward and lift up through the sides of the body. Now extend your arms in a T position. From the center of the chest, extend it to the fingertips. From here, press down through your outer left heel, and as you bend the left leg, extend right leg, extend the inner legs away from one another. Reach through the inner legs. Keep the back leg straight. And then you can come up and do that one more time. Press the outer heel down. Keep pressing the inner knee bone back of the left leg and reach the inner knees away from one another. And then you can come up. And now this time we're going to come into the pose. If the back heel lifts up, it's okay. Just keep extending through the back heel and towards the floor. And then take a breath on your exhalation. Now, before you come into the pose, press down through the big toe mound of the right leg and draw up outer right knee to outer right hip. Turn the hips even more, Karen, and compact the hips. Now, from this compaction, press down into your back heel, bend the legs, and extend the inner legs away from one another. Extend and reach the inner legs away from one another. Now from here, begin to turn your waistline, turn your ribs, and then exhale, bring your arm onto the outside of your leg. And then just stay for a moment. Take a breath. Inhale. On your exhalation, draw the outer right hip in and turn the left ribs towards the inside of the right thigh. Drop your elbow down, bringing your left armpit closer and closer behind your right knee. Now place your right hand onto your right thigh and drop the right thigh towards the floor and lift your chest up and away from the right thigh. So go ahead and take your heel off the floor so you can really move this hip down. And then lift and extend your chest upward. There, to bring your arm to the outside of your leg. That's it. And then from there, from this compaction, roll your right shoulder bone back. Lift the chest up and away from your right hip. More and more and more. And then extend the arm up towards the ceiling and reach the arm up and over your ear. And from here, turn once again. Roll the right and left ribs and lift and extend the chest up and away from your thigh. And then you can inhale and come up. Turn your feet. Step your feet forward. Let's do the other side. So we're going to go to the wall. And put our heel onto the wall for more balance, okay? So just drag your mats over towards the wall. Karen, I'm going to use your place. So now when we do this pose this time, so you can stay in the position you're in. Okay, you can come up when you're covered and then do it one more time. Okay, so now from here, we'll step forward. And now when we come come into the pose is to press the heel into the wall. To get this, so I saw it like baggy knees, is to keep the inner knee bone lifted. And it takes work here. At this point here is to strongly press your arm into your leg and turn, lift your chest and turn the back ribs to bring them closer and closer to the inside of your thigh. Okay, so let's do that last time. So now you can turn the other way and do the other side. Okay, bigger space, a little bit bigger one if you can. Okay, now step back and place your right leg onto the wall. If you don't have enough fingers, enough space, then step your left foot forward. Okay, now lift the arch up of the right foot. And as you lift the arch up of the right foot, press the outer right heel down and the inner right knee bone back, turning your hips to face forward. Press down onto the big toe now and the left leg, and then lift up from your outer left knee to your left hip and turn the thigh outward, compacting the hips. Now stretch your arms in a T position, extend the arms so that and then reach from these collarbones into the fingertips. Okay, and then bend the front leg. As you bend the leg, extend into the back heel. Now stretch your right arm towards me. As you reach through the right side of your body, extend through the right side of your body, turn your waistline, turn your ribs, and hook your arm onto the outside of your leg. Okay. Now, from here, press back into your heel to get your balance. Press your arm and leg in towards one another, so you can do balance. And then from there, press your arm into, now descend your thigh, Karen, you need a little bit bigger space between your legs. Rock your head, and descend the left thigh down, ascend the chest upward, press your arm into your leg, and turn the right ribs towards the inside of your thigh. Now extend the arm straight to the ceiling, and as you press your back heel into the wall, reach and extend the arm up and over your ear. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And then to come up, press into your back heel, windmill your right arm back, and then you'll come up. And then step and bring your foot forward once again. Well done. Okay. Oops. Okay. So, how is this working with the cyclist chair? Okay?
Yeah, I think, yeah, pretty good.
Okay. So, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So what I want you to do is grab a blanket and a block. Okay, so this is when you can do Ardha 1. Okay, so get 2 blankets staged. Now, Marty, you're going to use a brick and to sit on the brick, and I'll show you how to do that. And Ardha 1, you're going to swing your legs off to the left first, but wait for us to start. And then yeah, just like that. Okay. Okay, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Okay, so the first time we're just going to revisit the beginning stages of Ardha Matsyendrasana. Okay, so wait, that's it. There you go. So both hips are balanced. So the first time we're going to sit in Sukhasana or sit Swastikasana and extend the inner heels, so we're on the inside of the heels. So that the whole outer edge of the foot is onto the floor. So that the ankles aren't bowed at all, they're extending. Okay? Okay. Now, from here, now just watch this part, which we're all familiar with, but I'm going to show again, is that you'll take the blanket. Once you get your foot into position, turning the foot, and then place the blanket over the foot, and you make a platform so your buttocks is balanced on the ball of the foot and the big toe mound. Okay? So just so you can see, as the foot is turned, and then you balance on the edge of the foot. Okay? So for the rest of the pose, for the beginning stages of the pose, So this is just like Parsvakonasana in many ways, is that you have to have this great stability in the hips like we did before. So we have, so that we can create movement and extension and twist in the body. So that you extend the arm up, and then you work your arm. So again, this is a working pose, is that you have to work to bring the arm around. So each time you go to lift, you have to descend the hips and turn, lift it and turn, and then we'll bring the arm to the outside. Okay? So I'm going to turn to the right first. So you'll need to have your left leg underneath you. Okay? Oh, if you have a knee problem, you're going to take the block, like this, Marty, and have the foot on the outside, and this foot on the inside, okay? And Judy, the same for you, okay? Okay, so bring your left leg underneath you, and extend your inner heel and your right leg over your left leg, and extend your inner heels away from one another. So the inner heel, just like we extended the inner legs, now the inner heels extend. Extend your inner left heel towards the wall behind you. Extend your inner right heel to the wall, to the floor. Now press your right shin bone and your left thigh into one another. And when you do that, what happens? You feel lift, okay? And when you bring that right foot over, what hip tends to feel lighter on you? Yeah, so what hip is that?
Outer right.
Yeah, the outer right hip. So press down into the outer right hip and draw the outer right hip into the socket. And then from there, wrap your hands around your shin. Turn your shin so it faces upward, so it's perpendicular to the floor, the shin. And then press your hands into your shins into your hands, and lift up. Whoop. And I forgot to tell you to put your block behind you. So you can take your block and place the block right behind you. Your block. And then from there, extend the left arm up. And as you, from the compaction of your hips, from the descending of the inner groin towards the floor, the outer hips towards the floor, draw the hips in, lift the arm up, and now turn the waistline towards the inside of your thigh, and hook the arm on the outside of your leg. And just stay for a moment. Now take a breath. On your exhalation, press down onto your back hand. Bring your right ribs into your left ribs. Lift the left ribs up, and then exhale and drop the left armpit towards the outside of your right leg. So once again, press down through your right hand, lift the left ribs up, and then exhale, bring the elbow closer and closer to your right ankle. And then once you drop the arm down, lift the chest up and away from the outer hip. Roll the shoulder bone back of the right arm, drawing the shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, closer and closer to the spine. And then you can release. You can stretch your legs out now, Sage, and then release, stretch your legs out, press the back of the knees into the floor, and now we're going to do the other side. So Sage, you're going to swing your legs off to the right and turn to the left, okay? Okay, so now from here, bend your right leg and sit onto your right foot. So you're sitting onto the ball mound and the heel, and you're on the outer edge of your foot. Okay. Now stretch what helps with balance is the extension of the inner right heel. Extend the inner right heel. Press that outer edge of the foot into the floor, and then bring your left leg over and press the inner left edge of the foot down into the floor. Now, grab a hold of your shin with your hands, pull your shin down, press your outer hips down, suck them into the socket, and lift the side ribs upward. Lift up out of your pelvis. Then from here, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep that compaction, keep that stability so that we have equal extension and mobility without falling over, so you're keeping stability. Then, on your exhalation, begin to turn. Turn the left rib, right ribs, turn the right abdomen towards the inside of your left thigh, and then exhale and bring your arm down on the outside of your leg. Then bring your left hand onto the block behind you and move the block back as far as you can so that it's coming closer and closer to your right legs. Now once again, roll your outer right hips down. Do you feel how the chest wants to move down with the hip? Can you move the hip down? Draw the outer hip into the socket, and now lift the sternum up and away from your thigh, rolling the shoulder back more and more. Well done. And then can you just say, no, release and come out of the pose, and then stretch your legs out. And Joanne, can you go to the other, come out of the pose and go to the other side so the camera can see you? Okay. And come this way, over this way so you can see. So she gets back into her pose, okay. And then she brings the leg over. Okay. Now watch what she does. Now go ahead and get to the place that we were before. Okay, good. She's doing a nice job here. So these ribs here, they move up and in, and this is where she's doing a really nice job here. And now, watch what we do from here. So now, she extends the arm outward. And we're going to wrap the arm around. So from here, after she, wait for me, after she extends, so she needs to bend the elbow and bring the arm around. And this arm, it rolls just like Gomukhasana. You have to squeeze your outer hips together, and then that's it. And then the shoulders roll back, and she draws the shoulder blades into the back. Good work. And then you can release it. Okay, so Marty, I'm going to have you move a little bit closer to the wall, so you can use the wall to help you to move the back ribs in a little bit more. Okay, and your hands will be on the wall. And once you get into it, I'll assist you with that. Okay, so let's do that once again. Right, now I'm going to have you turn yourself so that you are facing like everybody else. Okay. Now, if you can, grab a hold of your hand, and we'll have a strap. So, grab a strap, and when you bend the leg, to bring the arm behind, it's kind of tricky grabbing a hold of the strap in this position here. And I kind of take the strap and loop it like this, so that it's in a catchable, and it's in as this arm, I'm sorry, so it comes around like this here, so it's in between the thigh, and it's in like a catchable place for me. And if you can't quite catch it, I'll help you. Okay, so this arm can grab the strap here. Okay. So Bhargavasana 1 once again on that side. Okay, so now bend the left leg and turn the foot and place it underneath your butt. So Lauren, go ahead and bring your leg over and let me show you, so that you can turn towards the wall and bring this arm on the outside and use the wall by pressing your wall and using the wall to help you to get some turn in the upper body. Okay? Okay. So, and now bring the right foot. Yes, so now loop the strap around so it kind of goes in between the thigh. And then it comes around this way. So this is where you're going to grab it, and then this is here. Okay? Okay. Okay, so let's do it together. Even if it's easy for some, it's hard for others. Okay, so now press, extend, and reach through the inner left heel. Press down to the outer inner right heel. Spread the toes, keep the foot straight. Now press the leg and the arm, the shin and the thigh into one another.
Half.
Draw your outer hips in towards one another, and then extend the arm upward towards the ceiling. Now turn your waistline towards the inside of your thigh. Don't turn this way right now, so your face is facing that way. So that, so your whole body turn around. And then exhale, bend the elbows so come out of the pose and turn and look at you this way. Okay. And then exhale, bring your arm down onto the outside of your leg. Now take this moment once again, press your shin and thigh into one another, extend the inner left heel away to keep your balance, and roll your outer hips in and descend the inner thighs towards the floor. Now take a breath, descend down even a little bit more, Judy, that's it. Now lift the back, left ribs up by using your back of your armpit into your knee and then bring it towards the inside of your leg. Roll the right shoulder bone back. And then exhale, stretch the left arm out, reach with the left arm, that's it. Then bend the elbow and loop your arm around. With the right hand, exhale, stretch the arm out, reach the arm, and then roll the arm from the inside out and bend it to the back like you're doing, get distracted one wrong. Gomukhasana. Here you go. Now roll the arms from the inside out. Bring the back ribs into the body. Okay. That's it. Keep turning the arm. Turn the arm. So you have to turn the upper arm and bend the elbow. Yeah, bend the elbow. That's it. And then reach for the strap. Now, it's in this position is to, from here, is to any amount. Lift your chest up away from your thigh as you just send your right thigh down and towards the floor. And then you can release, stretch the legs out, and let's do the other side and be done with this. Okay. Okay. So we're having a little confusion with this strap. Okay, so when this, go ahead and go into the position there, Sarah. Okay. So when you're turning, so the strap, if you can't see, come over here, especially if you use the strap, so she's here. So the strap has to kind of come around, just like this here, and then over here, so that now reach around and grab a hold of this. Bend the elbow. Let's do it this way. And then like this. There. So this is where the strap is. So it's right in the back there. But you have to, what happens, it falls to the floor. So come around, Julie, so you can see. And come around, Karen, so you can see. The strap tends to fall to the floor down here. So you have to kind of keep it lifted on your thigh so it doesn't fall to the floor and then reach for it.
Oh,
Okay? Okay? Because that's what happens, it falls to the floor. Okay, last time, last side. Okay. So now bend the right leg, replace the right foot underneath the buttocks. Bend the left leg and move the left leg over. And now take a moment, press your shin and thigh into one another. The right thigh, left shin, and then place your belt. There, good. Yeah. Okay. Now, draw the outer hips together, and you notice in this pose that it's very hard to lift the sternum upward. So lift the sternum upward as you move the inner groin towards the floor and the outer groin, the outer hip, and then draw the outer hips in towards one another. Okay. And then from there, extend the arm upward towards the ceiling, lifting up, and then turn your waistline towards the inside of your thigh. You can sit up for Supta Baddha Konasana now. Okay? Now, take a breath. On your exhalation, bring your left ribs towards the right ribs, lift the right ribs up, and then shoot the left elbow, right elbow downward towards your inner right knee. And now, take a breath again, draw your outer hips in, and lift the sternum upward and extend the right arm out. Reach the right arm away, reach it from the center of your chest, and then bend the elbow and bring the arm around the back. There you go. Grab a hold of your strap. Now with the left arm, roll the leg, keep the feet very strong, and if you keep holding a little bit of blanket on top of your foot. Okay, so yeah, so that helps a little bit with balance. Okay, So you have to go down more with your elbows, Julie. That's it. And then roll your shoulder bones back, lift the chest, roll the shoulder bones back. That's it. And then extend the arms down. There, now you got it, Sarah. And now once you have your hands, pull the strap away from one another, pull your hands away from one another. You have to really stretch, press through your feet, and grip your hips. Grip your hips in towards one another. And bend the elbow, and then bring it around. And then bring this around. That's it. Okay. Good. Really grip. That's it. Good. And then you can release, stretch the legs out, press the back of the knees down into the floor, and stretch the legs out. Okay. So now Marty, and so before you go into that stage, I'm going to have you kind of change places with Marty, so that Marty can come up by the wall, and Bryna, you can, if you slide down a little bit, and let Bryna in there. Okay. So Peach Mayurasana, get whatever you need for Peach Mayurasana. Or actually, get a strap or something and a block. And come watch. So coming to the side here. So we've done Peach Mayurasana many times. And so I just want to show you how we're going to start with the hand position. So if you can come around, Marty, and Karen, just over here. And you can come around this way, Julie, and this way, Joanna, so the camera can see me and so can you. So we're going to start with the pinky finger at the brick. And then turn the thumbs towards the floor to get more rotation in the upper arms. And then place the palms down. And from here, we'll come into Peach Mayurasana. So let's do that. Okay. So using your strap, so you can go ahead and lay into. Now, if you need help getting up, I will help you up. Okay, so now start with your pinky finger so that to the bottom of the pinky finger is against the block. You can be right there, Maureen. Very good. Okay. Okay, now hold on, wait for me. I'll wait for everybody else. Is that big enough for you? Yeah.
It's too, yeah, sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. Take your time to hurry up. Okay, so now, once you have your pinky finger by the block, spread the fingers and extend the pinky finger and then turn the thumbs towards the floor. Extend the pinky finger, turn the thumbs towards the floor, and roll the upper arms from the inside out. Spread the collarbones and draw the shoulder blades into the back. So the back ribs move in, just like we were doing in Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we're going to keep the abdomen lifted, and now stretch your collarbones towards the wall and bring the back ribs in. That's it. Good. Okay. Now turn the palms back, maintaining that rotation in the upper arms. Now curl your toes under, lift your hips upward towards the ceiling. Now press down through your inner wrist, lift through your inner arms like they're two ascending columns going upward. Lift the inner arms upward. Then roll the back of the thighs open, press the inner thighs back towards the wall behind you. Now go to the outer, walk in. As you walk in, lift your heels up higher and higher. Lift the outer hips upward towards the ceiling, higher and higher. And extend the sides of the armpit so that the armpit gets longer and longer and narrower and narrower. So it becomes very thin. Thin the outside of your armpit. And then from there, look up. Do not shake your arms. Keep the arms and shoulders this strong and kick up into the pose. Move back a little bit from the wall and I'll help you. Once you're there, press your forearms into the wall, lift your inner arms up towards the shoulders, and lift the buttocks up into the heels. And then maintain your lift, and then exhale, and down you come. And rest for a moment. So move back just a little bit, Marina. Back. Yeah, so I can help you. Okay, no, yeah, there you go. And Marina, you can move back, and then up you come. There you go. Good. You were light as a feather. And then you can come down. Okay, second time. Okay, and look on your toes under, and then up you go. Yes, okay. And then up you come. Okay, up. Okay, up you come. There. Okay, now go back to where you were. Place the pinky finger on the outside of the brick. Extend the palms upward towards the ceiling. Extend the pinky finger and then roll the thumbs towards the floor with that extension of the pinky finger. Turn the upper arms. Now keep this action in the arms and shoulders and bring your palms back down onto the floor. Okay, you're going to go one more time? Yes. Okay. And even if you just do the actions of the arms and legs, lift the hips, knees up off the floor. As you press the arms down, lift the inner arms out towards the inner heels. Wait for me, Bryna. Good work, Bryna. And then come on down, though. And then lift the outer thighs up towards the ceiling and extend the side ribs. Now look up, draw the thoracic spine in even more, and come up into the pose. Now once you're there, I want you to roll your thighs in, roll the thighs in, and extend from your inner groin to your inner knee to your inner heel, and lift the inner heel upward towards the ceiling. Go up. And then lift the outer hips upward towards the ceiling, and draw the tailbone in, and lift the buttocks upward towards the heels. Now maintain this lift in your shoulders, and then exhale, and down you come. And rest for a moment. That was good, Brian. We need to have a camera on you. Okay. So, now come watch here. This next pose, so come where you can see me. So you can come up and look on now stage, and then we'll finish with this. You're going to do Supta Virasana. Okay. But you can come up and stand over here and look at everybody else, because when you're illustrating, you're going to do this. Okay, so Uttana Padasana is an abdominal pose and a back bend. So we'll start by lengthening the buttocks and rolling the thighs in. Now just watch the pose here. So we want to move the backwards in, just like we did in Pinch Mayurasana. So I press my arms down, and do you see how I'm rolling them underneath me? And then I lift the chest up and bring the crown of the head onto the floor. And I take my hands in an Urdhva position to come more onto the crown of my head. And then, now watch what I do with my abdomen. I drew it back and lifted it upward. And then extend the arms of the legs away. The first time we're going to do it, we're going to start with the legs, just to practice. So that we bring the legs here. And as we extend the legs, we pull down, outer knee to outer hip, just like we did in Ardha Chandrasana, and part of Vrita Parshvakonasana is drawing down the outer knee to the outer hip, and then extend through the inner legs like we did in Pinch Mayurasana. Okay? So let's do that first. Okay. Okay, so lay onto your backs. Bend your knees and have your feet onto the floor, and bring your legs together. So bend the knees, place your feet on the floor, and have your feet together. Okay. You want to put a blanket down and then or you put a blanket onto your sticky mat,
Okay.
and then a blanket for your head too. Okay. And if you want, you can put a strap around your thighs. Okay. And now press down through your feet and lift your hips just a little bit and extend the top of your buttocks towards your feet and away from your lumbar spine. Now as you extend your legs, roll the thighs in as you extend the legs out, roll the outer thigh to the inner thigh, and reach the legs outward. Now pull the mat downward with your head. Don't lift your legs up yet. Pull the mat downward. Roll your upper arms from the inside out and bring the shoulder blades into the back. Now bend the knees into your chest. Maintain the shoulder blades in the back and bend the knees into your chest. Now place your hands onto your shins just the way you did when you were in Ardha Matsyendrasana. Press your shins into your hands into your shins, and draw the outer hips downward towards the floor. And compact the hips. Draw the outer hips in towards one another. Now place your hands back down on by the side. Roll the arms down with the chest, and then as you extend the legs, draw down out.